All right. Come on, guys. I'm giving everybody some time to come in. So if you're watching this after the fact, skip ahead. I don't care. Damn. So many things I want to talk about. Really didn't want to go live, but something was telling me, let's go live. I have to go live. There's so many things that I have to talk about. Let's see. How do I write in the comments? Hmm. All right. Well, when you get in, we're going to start talking. And I have to prepare my um look a little bloated, but my nightly protein and amino acid blend. Okay, trying out quite a few new things. So let's see how it goes. Oh boy, got a lot of supplements. I just keep adding to the list. Okay. Here, I just got a new shipment. I have some biotin that I ordered. We have some collagen peptides. In fact, I will show you I'm gonna show you everything I'm gonna take as far as the powder, okay? So some collagen. We have this nasty pea protein is unflavored. You know when it's unflavored, they give you extra scoops. I deal with it. I add honey to it and cinnamon. That's what I forgot to get out. We will be taking some maca root. Get you nice and horny. Good blood flow. L-citrulline. Hey, let's get them likes up. Subscribe, man. We are about to talk, man. I have so much to say. Please ask me some questions, man. I just feel like I need to talk to y'all tonight. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Is that Malachi? Please tell me if I got it right. What's left of this lion's mane, I'll take it. It's like nothing in here, like a sample. Why am I holding on to that? And went from 1 to 5 that fast. It says screen right now for $500. Make it $1,000, man. I'm trying to save my vocal cords. But no, BCAA 312. Nice to meet you. And I'd like to stay in contact with a lot of you all. Hi, Anna, or is it Anna? I'd like to stay in contact with you all. So please subscribe, man. I got over 800 videos speaking on a bunch of important topics and ranging from, just like philosophy, mainly philosophy. And I just talk to you like I'm your friend, man. I'm not really all that judgmental. I take stances and I go with it. I mean, well, this is a part of my legacy. You know what I mean? I'm not even asking you for anything. I don't really want your money for real. But if you want to give it to me, I do have books for sale on Amazon. Just search Milo Nowhere. That's me. And I'm gonna be taking some MSN too. I'm adding to the drink. There's a bunch of stuff actually. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm not even gonna show you the like capsules I'm taking. Some beta alanine. Probably want to take this before you work out. He said, so what am I doing? Well, right now I'm going over all of the supplements that I'm about to take. I'm about to mix this creatine, of course, L-glutamine, and yes, because I forgot to. I always wait too long to take my protein shake, and so yeah, I'm just trying to mix it right now. Well, I have the energy. I don't want to make an excuse, but yeah, and glycine. That's the last one. And then just want to talk about where I am right now as far as semen retention and philosophy and all those other things. And hopefully we get some conversations going. Interested to hear what's on your mind. Give me some questions to answer, please. Uh, uh, Although I have much to say, people always surprise me with these unique questions. The school was shut in. I did. You did what? Says I'm Anna and I'm 13 years old. Oh my God. This might not be the stream for you. Not really the place for 13-year-olds. Uh, Not as like it's really all that inappropriate, but a lot of what I speak on is like adult related things. 13 years old. Hold on. Unfortunately, gotta put her in timeout because yeah, I don't know. I don't really want the 13-year-old women in here. Uh, or girls. You know what I'm saying? Closer to my daughter's age than mine, but yeah, because I'm 34 years old. And I'm talking about semen retention. I don't, no kids need to be hearing about that. But anyway, as far as semen retention goes, I've been on and off for 5 years. I just made a video on this, but I've been on and off, or not for 5 years, but I've been on and off for 6 years. My longest streak being a year and a couple months, a year, 4 months, or 16 months total. And right now I'm at that 2 week mark again. And the past couple days specifically, really the past week, but this past couple days specifically have been very empowering. Oh, thank you for the money. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. I appreciate that. What I realize is, as I'm about to put together this protein shake, that when you are making a change in one regard, you might as well go across the whole board, all right? So when things are looking up for me in one regard, I'd be remiss if I let anything else that's in disarray stay that way. Okay? So it's not enough for me to say, okay, because this happened before. Like when I had the long streak semen retention back in whenever it was 2019 to 2020, that was probably like the only thing I was doing right. You know what I mean? Like my diet was poor and I wasn't really working out like that. Now things are clicking, all right? I'm doing the retention, I'm doing the retention. I'm sober. I wasn't sober at the time, which is another thing if I didn't mention that. Uh, you know, I'm doing the retention. I'm working out. I am sober. I am taking my vitamins and supplements as I've just shown you, and I'm about to start mixing as I'm talking. Uh, and as far as my recovery goes, oh yeah, I'm getting much better sleep now. I'm taking cold showers. I'm mixing it with the hot water help me, scrub all the dirt on me. Then I'm finishing off with the cold. And by the way, if you want to take cold showers and the shock gets to you, the key is to try to stay still. Does that sound oversimplified? Try to stay still. Not try. Don't try to get used to the shock. Like, oh, until you get used to it. Like start that way. Just start. You tell yourself, I'm gonna stay still. And it might be a bit anecdotal, maybe there's some scientific back in there, but it tends to work better for me. Okay, so that's just a little tip, and it also helps with muscle recovery. Now, I don't know if you've seen, but all the supplements that I'm taking, it's so I can keep up with all of the exercising that I'm doing. I keep finding myself hopping into one exercise or the other, whether if it's the my self-imposed ones or I pop out to the dojo, what I mean, and work out with the guys, and then I'm playing kickball and all that. So there's a lot to keep up with, and I want to make sure that I stay healthy and build muscle in an effective manner. And yeah, I just want to be as effective as possible. So I really do invest in my health, and I do a lot of research into it. And I have to keep doing research over and over again because I keep forgetting uh, what this does, what that does, or whatever. But when you get the gist of it, you just kind of roll with it. And I have research saved, the benefit of this and that, and how these vitamins correspond with one another. Okay, but as far as the semen retention goes, I feel much more powerful. I feel like I have more strength. I have more weight to me. I have more punch. I have less care about what people may think about me. Less care about the outcome, because there's things in life that we need to do or that we want to do, but we feel held back by what other people may have to say. Yo, what's up? But we care too much about what other people may have to say. But ultimately, uh, you get the bill for every decision that you make. And so it's imperative that you detach from that, okay? And I don't know if I'm effectively going to be able to tell you how to do that, but it's like what I tell my daughter and I tell myself, uh, no matter how you feel, do it anyway. If you feel insecure, if you feel unsure, if you feel anxious, just do it anyway. And just do it. And then you just build it like a muscle, and then you realize nobody else cares. But even if the whole world did care, they're not going to, most people aren't going to help you get to where you need to be. And the biggest critics, they have nothing going for themselves. They're just giving you attention. So just roll with it. And, and put the attention on yourself. Put the focus on yourself. Okay? That's all you really can do. Especially like if you feel uh, behind, which is another why I'm so adamant about equipping yourself to the best of your ability. All right. So a simple, although it may not be all that easy, but a simple change, just like doing semen retention, can make all the difference. Okay. At least that won't cost you anything. But as you starting to form that discipline, it carries over into other disciplines. Okay. So now you're being a little selective with who you want to spend your time with, from a romantic aspect and from a friendship aspect, because you know we're only getting older and you don't really want to spend your time. You don't want to spend your time at all around somebody who is wasteful. All right, don't want to be wasteful yourself, and you don't want to hang around people who are being wasteful. Okay, one L that I had to take, if you want to call it an L, is really a W. When I started to get sober, is, well, I wasn't, well, obviously I wasn't going out to drink. I wasn't going to hang around where people would drink. So that was took some readjustment, because I I go to social gatherings and probably be the first one drunk. That's what I used to do. What's up, Bob the Builder? I remember that show. But yeah, I used to be the first one drunk. Well, nice to meet you. Please subscribe. I like to keep you around. I have over 800 videos speaking on a bunch of important matters. Um, I'm playful, but I don't play. You know, I like to joke around, but oh yeah, thank you. I like to joke around, but I'd I'd be wasteful if you gave me your attention and I gave you nothing for it. You said, "Why are you sad?" I'm not sad. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because there's something I wanted to talk about. So yesterday I had this theory, and I don't know why. And I wanted to look it up on ChatGPT. I wanted to see if there was a benefit to smiling during a workout, even laughing. I'm gonna get to that one. I'm gonna get to that question in just the next second, Tarzan. But I wanted to see if there was a benefit to smiling, even laughing through workouts. Okay, and it turns out that there is a benefit to it. Okay, the physiological benefit and also a mental benefit to it as well. And I shared it with my group, who's full of a bunch of tough guys, masculine guys, and one guy in particular, he was like, "What's this?" And I was just explaining what I'm explaining to you, and he said, "We're warriors. We don't smile and all this and that." And he said, "I better not see you smile." And I just simply said, first of all, nobody's gonna tell me what to do. All right, I'm gonna smile. I smile through the pain. I'm gonna smile through my workouts. But I was just sharing it because it was a strategic thing, and it didn't start as a theory. It started as okay because we do a lot of physical training competitions, and you stand in front of each other, you mug each other like in boxing and all that, you know. And I just thought, if I were ever in a competition like that, instead of mugging, I would just smile because like why not? You can't tell me what to do. I don't have to subscribe to anything. I don't have to conform because oh yeah, we're tough. And my message was that toughness takes many forms. You know what I'm saying? Just because I want to smile and laugh, that doesn't mean I'm not tough. With all the pain that we go through, to be able to smile and laugh in spite of it, that's tough. Everybody around me drinking and smoking. There's no rules to say that I can't drink or smoke, and I'm not doing it. That's tough. I'm in my daughter's life. I'm basically a single dad. It's pretty tough being a parent, choosing to show up for your child. That's tough. I was suicidal for most of my adult life, which is what I said. I chose to go on. That's tough. And I'm training with these guys. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. That's tough. I'm doing semen retention. That's tough. I don't have to. I could jerk off all day. I'm choosing not to because I'm tough. I'm choosing to go my own way because I'm tough. If you choose to go your own way, you are tough. I don't care if your own way is planting flowers in the middle of the ghetto, planting flowers in a battlefield. That makes you tough. Standing for what you believe in makes you tough. Okay? All right. Yeah, I'm a single dad. You said my dad died when I was 4. Yeah, my dad died when I was almost 2. All right, I just want to answer this question real quick, okay? And then I'll come back down. It says, when did you start calisthenics and why? I think I've always been on and off since, and my reason has changed over the years, but I say probably on and off since 2012. How old was I then? Like 21. I mean, I wanted to look good. I wanted to be strong. But my reasons changed over time. You know, you asked me one year and things have changed. So let's go to I don't want to say a milestone, but let's go to a certain point in my timeline. 2020, when I developed depersonalization through substance abuse, through smoking weed and drinking alcohol. I went to the psych ward because I wanted to get help. I was dealing with something that was very unfamiliar with me, that was unfamiliar with, and I just needed some help with that. When I was in the psych ward in the hospital, I said then and there. I mean, I knew when I was going there, I was gonna be sober for life. There was no question about that. But I was like, I'm gonna start getting jacked. I was like 128 pounds, and I started working out when I was in the psych ward. And a month later, I gained like 10 pounds. Of course, that was my goal. I was trying to gain weight. I was gonna bulk up. I gained 10 pounds, and then in another month, I gained another 10 pounds. So I gained like 20 pounds that year. And I was off to the races. Then I don't even want to say I was on and off, but in comparison to how last year went for me when I started getting up with the guys, I was less consistent then. But last year is when things really turned up. I got with a group of guys, and then my growth, it just went up exponentially. Like, this year is going to be even better, probably from an endurance aspect, because I am being more consistent with my supplements, making sure that I supplement my workouts and help muscle recovery. Well, it doesn't matter who's here as long as somebody's listening. And if nobody's listening, I'm still going to speak anyway. He said, "What about my mom?" My mom's still alive. I wish she made healthier choices, but you know, what can you do? You can only control what you can control. And I'm just trying to look out for myself, basically, and look out for my daughter. You know, he said, "How much money you have?" How you doing, Cosmo? No, I appreciate you too. Yeah, I appreciate you too, Tarzan. Thank you. Thanks for asking the question, man. But and then now, like in my community, I'm kind of like I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I'm valued. Okay, I'm valued. I owe it to the people to give the best of myself. But it starts with myself. It starts with what I give to myself. Okay, so I have to do the work. I don't want to lead by talking. I want to lead by example. Like, I want to walk the walk. You know, a lot of people that I look up to, they walk the walk. I don't get on these videos. I don't make all these videos so I can say this is what you should do and this is what you should do, and then I don't do any of it. It's funny because before I had a child, I thought, you know, it'd probably be better if my child walked in on me reading a book than to walk in on me watching reality TV, for example, just because of the example that I would want to set. You know, nothing inherently wrong with this or that, but if I wanted her to be more, I don't know, studious, if I wanted her to take her learning serious, then I need to take my learning serious. Like, if I want my daughter to take her fitness serious, I had to be serious about mine. So she wants to work out because she's seen me work out, you know. Some days I really put her through it, not really. But one day, you know, she wanted to do exercise and I just made her walk a mile on a treadmill. You know, but she will work out. I get her doing some things, some squats and some pull-ups. She loves it. So that just goes to show the example that I set. You know, whatever you tend to favor, your children gonna try to favor that too. And so I speak on like being healthy a lot, especially when I try to consider when I consider how unhealthy my mom is. It's kind of always a talking point when it comes to what I tell my daughter. So she's always relaying similar jargon back to me, you know, similar rhetoric. You know, she'll say certain things like she doesn't want this because she wants to be healthy. She doesn't get the full picture because she'll get around certain people and she'll, for the moment, subscribe to what they subscribe to. All right, but ultimately, I'm going to win out just because of the choices that I make. The choices that I'm making is going to win out, and which is weird because I would get a lot of scrutiny when I make health decisions by people who are nowhere near as healthy as me. It's the weirdest thing, and it just goes to show that you just really need to stick with what you know. Stick to your own betterment, bro. Like, the biggest critics are that's just all they have. Okay, they just have criticism. They have nothing. They have nothing productive about them, very little. So I take that, I don't even pay attention to that criticism, man. And I just focus on building myself up, which ultimately leads me to spending a lot of time alone, which you just got to be okay with that, you know. You reach a certain reach a certain IQ level, and you're gonna find yourself alone. All right, and that's not a boast. It just is what it is. It's bittersweet. Gotta keep working and eating clean for the next generations. Exactly. You said, "Where's my daughter? She's sleeping." Um, yeah, and eating clean for the next generation. Exactly, because you know, when we talk about why do I do calisthenics, another reason that I didn't mention because you know, I was so focused on like my sobriety in 2020, and you know, I didn't mention that because I'm 34 years old, or I will be next month, less than a month. Uh, that I want to have great utility into my older years. All right, have a good night. Thank you for checking in, and we'll be in contact. But yeah, into my older years, I want to be able to keep up with what I'm doing. Yeah, thank you. So it shouldn't be a problem for me to be in my 50s, 60s, and 70s and still be able to put in some good work. You know, still be able to do some good old calisthenics and have that old man strength and uh, no joint problems. All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Boy, I'm quite parched. I should have put together this protein before I even started. Now I have a lot to do. But yeah, man. But back to the semen retention, man. Because in my life, I've always been a contrarian. So it's good to pick out um, habits of the society that we live in, the ones that the masses are susceptible to, and just choose to go the opposite way. Whatever most people subscribe to, I likely just go the opposite direction. My history says I just kind of always been that way. At times I was a rebel without a cause. Maybe a lot of kids are. But over time, I learned to cultivate that. So if my daughter ever, you know, if she ever becomes that type of rebel without a cause, I wouldn't be the one to give her some straightening and, you know, try to align her to a society that doesn't really favor her. So my contrarian approach always leads me to where I am. Okay, if they giving out, if testosterone is at an all-time low, for example, and it is, I'm going to do what I can to keep my testosterone up in an ethical way, in a legal, in a legal way. Okay, and that's going to require me to keep my body fat percentage low, for me to work out, for me to not masturbate all the time, or at this point, I shouldn't really masturbate at all. You know, to keep certain foods away from me if I didn't say that, and to take in certain foods that keep your testosterone levels high. Let's see. I just started 1 year ago and been finding myself from hella real people such as you, and I've been stay authentic to myself. This life is really beautiful. Divine timing. Well, I appreciate that. I turned 22 this year, bro. Calisthenics. Yeah, man, that's good. That's a good. Oh man, man, you haven't even hit your prime yet, bro. Kind of jealous. Yeah, I don't really get there too much, but I sometimes I had that feeling. I was like, man, if only I was doing this or that when I was 21 or 18. But you can't have it back. Next best thing is you can have this moment and you can add to it. Save your testosterone, bro. Testosterone, look, I'm gonna tell you, man, as a man, testosterone at an all-time low, and it just kind of forces it forces the ladies to be in a more masculine role, okay? So if you have this problem, it's like, man, the women are so masculine. The problem may be you, okay? You're too emotional. I mean, and that's okay. That's not to say there isn't some type of agenda going on that targets men in one way and targets women in another way. I'm not talking about the LGBTQ XYZ. I'm not talking about any of that. But there's definitely an attack on masculinity. You could be masculine and gay, I'm pretty sure. But there's an attack on masculinity by way of the food, by way of convenience, by way of, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it too much because I have to clean up my act in this regard and that regard. But yeah, like microplastics and so many things, bro. Sitting down too long. There's so many traps. So once you identify the traps, when you identify the game, you win by just like not playing at all. You say, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna subscribe to that. And if something doesn't favor you, just don't subscribe to it. I don't care how good it feels. If it doesn't favor you, don't subscribe to it. Trade good for great, but in order to get the good, trade mediocrity. Just cash that in. Okay. You go to GameStop, you trade in a shitty game, you won't get a whole lot. But in this life, you trade in a fucking shitty life, you get something better. Get rid of it. Seen a 13-year-old on shorts doing one arm push ups, but I remember comparison is still, I tell myself that all the time. Comparison is the thief of all joy and allowed it to inspire. Yeah, for sure. And I could do one hand push ups too. I haven't tried it in a while. One of my elbows won't let me be great. Yeah, stay aware of the traps and stop subscribing to them, bro. That's all it takes, bro. Yeah, so you identify the traps and you just go the other way. Cause that's the thing. Any evil force that's like preying on society, I think they're pretty much okay with a couple people getting away from it. I mean, now if you start making some real noise, then they'll have a problem with you. If you start making changes among the masses, then they might have a problem with you. But you can slide through the cracks. You know what I mean? You don't really. I'm gonna finish my statement and I'll see how ethical it is. You don't really have to speak out against this or that. It's not like, well, the truth is, it's not like most people will listen to you anyway. You know, so you don't really have to speak out against this or that. You just go your own way and lead by example. And just experience led me to that point because you tell people all of these harsh things or the harsh reality that you find, and you find that you just like speaking to a brick wall. You know, it's like I should have saved my energy. I should have saved my time. You know, and with that energy and that time, you just invested in yourself. That's all. So whereas sometimes I say I'd be remiss if I didn't share this information or share that information, many times that I tried to, and I was scolded. I was mocked. I was ostracized, alienated, all those things. And that's and that's why I left the family group chat. That's why. In case you wanted to know. And I'm never coming back. Said that's where I'm going. I'm gonna be a leader. I am a leader, but definitely start by listening and learning first. For sure. Identify and move accordingly. I swear, Bob the Builder must be like 11 years old or 10. It's one of those two numbers, I promise you. Cause yeah, I play Roblox with my child. I don't really. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not really playing games right now. I do it to make her happy, so she can keep saying I'm the best dad in the whole world. How did I know that? Because I know children. I know psychology. That's right. You're 10. Well, you're welcome to young man. I guess is a man. So that means you're listening to everything I'm saying, and none of it is registering to you yet. But someday you'll look back at these videos, this video and videos like this, and you'll be like, "Oh man, he was really preaching. He was really speaking." The fact that you even found me, by the way, he said I work out. What workouts do you do? But the fact that you found me is crazy. And also, I put on the video on YouTube. It's not for kids. Because you have to select, is this for kids? I have to put not for kids. Yeah, you ain't never gonna be seen as nothing different. You do push-ups? Okay. All right, well, do me a favor, young. Okay, push-ups, planks, pull-ups. What else? What else we got? Long jump? Okay. I'll talk about. I don't see many leg exercises in there. Yeah, put some squats in there, some lunges. Don't cheat yourself, young man. Your testosterone gonna be through the roof if you just do, full body all the way through your teenage years. You're gonna be a beast of an adult, especially you listening to me. What? I'm gonna turn you into a man. But that's what's up, man. That's cool. But yeah, start now. That's right. Get in there. Do it every day. I don't care how you feel. Do it every day. I'm your uncle. Listen to your uncle, okay? Do it every day. When you soar, you work on um, different parts of your body, okay? If your arms sore, you work on your legs sore, you work on your core. If everything's sore, you take a day, you take a break. Never back down. Yeah, that's right. Never back down. Never give up. That's right. It's a good attitude to have. It's a great attitude to have. And quite frankly, I wasn't thinking like that when I was 10 years old. Can't remember how I was thinking. As always, I was always in my own world. I wasn't really a positive thinker. I think I had a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, a lot of insecurities. I was definitely a shy kid, you know. I had friends, but I was kind of a quiet guy. Hmm. But that's cool, man. I was a troublemaker. That doesn't have to be you. You can choose to do better right now. It might not make a whole lot of sense right now. But when you get older, you realize that I was right. You say, see, I don't have much friends, which you already got a head start on what it's like to be an adult. And you can be very selective with your friends, because what you're going to find is like a lot of the kids around you, if not now, they're going to grow up to do a lot of nothing or a lot of bad stuff. And that doesn't have to be you. So do you meditate? Yes. First started meditating in 2013. This Bob the Builder kid wasn't even born yet. But yeah, 2013 I started somewhere around this time. But yeah, 2013 kind of on and off, but I had some type of resurgence lately. I even meditated this morning, waiting for the post office to open. I usually aim for like 10 minutes, you know, never multiple times a day, really. Um, yeah, for sure. But it low key has made significant impact on my life. It made me a more intuitive guy, more intuitive. I would have benefited from starting earlier, and I would have benefited more by once I did start to just put more emphasis into it. Because there were times where I was doing meditation to check a box. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's, you know, let's just meditate for 10 minutes so I can say I did it, you know, and just sometimes waiting for the time to be over. But really, I should have just embraced it more. Embrace the darkness, embrace the nothingness, embrace being still, all of that. But I'm having a resurgence. It's feeding everything else that I'm trying to do, is fueling it. Something about this year is extremely powerful, and I'm not very much equipped to speak on any esoteric information or anything astrological or anything like that, but I just feel it. It seems like things are clicking at the right time. And I got to strike when the iron is hot. Don't know if I'll ever get another chance. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the energy. I don't know if everybody feels this, but something feels like it's time to collect. I don't know what it is. Like I don't try like obviously I like to have hopeful moments. I want to have something to believe in, but I won't force it out of desperation. I don't try to like make myself believe. Oh, something is just yeah, it's there. You know, my tarot cards and which is fine. All that is fine. It's just something that I intrinsically feel. And like I said, my intuition is really clicking. All right. And semen retention probably has a lot to do with that right now too, man. Like, I feel very intuitive, very creative, very sure, just less worried about things, more confident that things are going to work out and that I'm gonna make things work out. So I'm not really going to doubt it. Just gonna roll with it, man. I'm getting powder everywhere. It's like I'm changing a baby. Getting powder everywhere. But I deal with so much white powder, man. I'm on the FBI watch list, I'm sure. Open that later. Yeah, thank you. I forgot what I was even talking about. Yeah, I feel like I just need to plant mini seeds, just plant them. You know what I mean? And what happens after I plant them? Hey, the ones that I can't water, that they require, it requires other people to water them or receive them. I'll just leave it at that. Whatever needs my attention, I'm gonna give it my attention, okay? This isn't a good year for scrolling, all right? Not a good year for just BSing when you know you have things to do. Why, when you become more intuitive, more shit start happening? You mean like more negative things or just things in general? Say, what time is it for me? Is 2200 hours because my phone is in military time, but that just means 10 p.m. It is 10 p.m. And tonight, I gotta do some reading. There's a couple of things I need to do. I didn't do any writing. Maybe I wake up early enough, I'll do something. Oh, you got military time? Hey, listen, man. When you're intuitive, everything's... Maybe it's because you just notice more. Because you're talking of everything in general is just... You're just noticing more. Because everything is always happening, you know? Not just Murphy's Law, but everything is happening. He said, I'm going to join the army. Maybe. It's not the worst thing, but talk to me in 8 years. You might change your mind. Trust me. I did. I ain't knocking it, though. But at 10 years old, you got your whole life ahead of you. You could be anything. Truly. You could be anything. So, don't want to talk you out of it. Think we should get sleep, man. I think you should get sleep. You got school tomorrow. I have energy. I'm taking all of this and that. No, I sleep pretty well. I'll probably sleep in about 2 hours. Because after I drink this, I don't want to just go straight to sleep. And I probably won't be able to with this beta-alanine. Oh, boy. We need energy. My energy's pretty good, actually. Which is good. I'm doing something right, because I didn't really feel like crashing today. My sugar intake has been in check for today, at least. I have school tomorrow, but I have homework. You been doing homework for 6 hours? You been playing around, bro. You been playing around. Get your discipline together, man. I'm a tell. I'm a tell on you. No, man, you playing around, bro. Do your homework. It ain't that hard. You can get on YouTube. How long did it take to get your first muscle up? I never really... I don't know. The biggest thing was getting the technique down. So I don't know, from the first moment I tried to actually getting it, because it wasn't like I tried every day, but like a month or something. I don't know. It didn't really seem like a big thing when I was learning how to do it. Now is a whole... I'm telling, we have these big events on Saturdays that we throw at the local park. And it's like, you gotta do a muscle up. If you don't know how to do a muscle up, you know, you feel some type of way. You feel insignificant. We do muscle ups, you know. So after a while, after I first got it, you had to like... I'm trying to figure out what I did to get up there, you know. It feels weird, but it's a muscle memory thing. And I even taught a few people how to get up there. So that was cool. I got to see people get muscle ups for the first time. It's amazing, man. And I got it, man. I probably got like 3 people up there. He said, what do I do for a living, man? I do a lot of things. So just a writer and a personal trainer and deliver for Walmart, which I really like to do. I like to keep my schedule open so I can do all the things that I want to do. And also I have to take my daughter to school every day, pick her up every day. So my schedule has to be flexible. And it's what I like, you know? So if there come some days where I don't really feel like doing anything, I just want to be in the bed all day or just be in a dark room and just gather myself. Or if I just want to be at the park all day, then I'll just do it. You might have to teach me one day, but I'm close. Yeah, it's probably more of a technique thing. So just tell me, how many pull-ups can you do consecutively? Because if you can do maybe 12, 15, or whatever, you're probably already ready. And you're not a heavy person from what I can see. Uh, you're ready. It's just the technique. I'm telling you, that's all it is. It's just the technique. You know. Now, if you can't do pull-ups, and I'm sure you can, if you can't do pull-ups, then you that you don't want to just hop the muscle up. But so we got a guy that's a part of our group who we've been collectively training since like August, and maybe a little later than that. And when he started, he could barely do pull-ups. Now, I mean, he's a straight beast, straight beast. He doing pull-ups, muscle-ups, everything. One of these Saturdays, he was outdoing me. You know, I could barely keep up with him. You know, I was struggling, and that's what led me to making sure that I invest more in my taking supplements. You know, not just buying them because I got them, but taking the supplements. Yeah, you could do 10 clean reps. You could probably get up there once. Like the most I ever did, like, well, I was about to talk about muscle ups, but the most pull ups I did straight clean was 24. I did that a couple days ago. I think I could do more than that. Um, I just wanted to see if I could do it because one of my buddies did it and he did like 27 straight. Um, but the most muscle ups I did straight, it was something like anywhere from 16 to 18. I got that on camera. It's one of my videos are up on there on here. I was so hyped. Did I put that in there? So yeah. And yeah, so you just want to build up your wrist strength. Say that's tough. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you want to build up your wrist strength, your grip strength. Um, so do some dead hangs. And say, where are you from? I'm from the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Originally from DC, and I was raised in Maryland, and spent some time in Virginia. It's home sweet home. Where are you from? Well, the training on Saturday is free. You just show up. Um, Tucker Road Park. You just show up. Now during the week they'll train. They'll they accept payments for training. I'm not charging anybody, but my group that's just what they do throughout the week. But no, it's a free park. Nothing stopping you from just popping out. But I don't know. They could be pretty serious about that, but they're really not. Nothing stopping you from coming and do your own thing. And I'm not gonna charge you for anything. We just hang out. You know. And worst come to worst, I just present you as one of my best friends. But I ain't worried about them. But this has so many amino acids in it. It sucks. There's not a lot of servings. I didn't pay attention to that. I just assumed there was gonna be a lot. Only 17 servings. So how do you go live? I think you have to have a certain amount of followers, subscribers. I think you gotta have over 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to figure something out on ChatGPT. I remember one of these Saturdays. Yeah, I don't know if we doing this Saturday. Probably, you know. Um, uh, what part of Virginia you from? If you say Alexandria, we in there. Now, if you're gonna fuck around and say Vienna or something, jeez, come on, man. Don't say Vienna. I bet you say Vienna. Well, you got 4 subs. You got a long way to go. But that's okay. You got time. Just gotta be patient. Ugh. Let's see. How many? I'm gonna tell you, but tell me what part of Virginia you from. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Teaspoons, 4 tablespoons. Like a fucking 100. It's gonna be disgusting. I want more people to come so they could. What life? Fucking Norfolk. Norfolk. Bro, you know how it's gonna take forever to get to me, man. Like 2.5 hours. That's even worse than Vienna. 12 teaspoons. Damn. Oh yeah. What advice you have to add weight quick? Um, shit, bro. A caloric surplus. So yeah, that means just eat a lot. But okay, that's a simple answer. That's a simple answer is to be in a caloric surplus. Eat when you're hungry. Carbs are your friend. Peanut butter, bananas, and amino acids. I don't know if you saw, but I have a whole bunch of amino acids I've been adding to this drink, and I'm not finished. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this thing right here because this requires like 12 teaspoons. If I add it to this, it's man, boy, it's probably not gonna taste that good. But when I first gained the 20 pounds, I think I was probably like 10 pounds up from drinking a meal replacement. It was a vegan meal replacement by Hugh. I was drinking that, and then I started taking creatine. So if I had to pick one specific amino acid to take, I would say creatine. Over time, you start adding this and that, whatever. I got damn near every amino acid that you can take for muscle development right now. All I need to do is be more consistent, which is why it's past 10 o'clock and I'm putting together something. Yeah, I gained 20 pounds. I was 128 pounds, and then I got to as much as like 148 that year. The most I've ever been after that. The most I've ever been prior to that was 131. The most I've ever been after the fact is 151. And I weighed myself not too long ago. I was like at 147. So we're like last year I would be floating around like 141 to like 143 or 144. Now it's like 145 to like 148. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, that's gotta be a better way. Um, yeah, gained 20 pounds. But it's not just me. Damn, that's good. But it's not just somebody else in my group. It happened for them as well. Uh, he grew. He gained like 20 pounds in 90 days, like 27 pounds in 90 days. So not just me. Uh, I'm getting a lot of notifications. Some came from you. 155 is a good goal. Uh, but yeah, I would just say because everybody's advice is different. Like me, I say you have some days where you pig out, and other days I say you have some days where you just kind of like fast but still train. Oh, and another thing is because I do calisthenics and stuff like that, but I also hit weights too. I don't go to the gym or anything, but I have weights in the house. I have just a couple dumbbells. I don't even touch the dumbbells really, and I have a barbell in the back, which I don't really touch either, but I do farmer carries with it. But I do have a cable machine. Let me show you real quick. I got a cable machine. This right here. This is a good investment. And it costs like 200 something dollars, if you could believe that. But it came up to like 400 something because of delivery, which I mean, it's still a bargain. You know, it maxes out at 100 pounds, and it's all I need. So when I was in the house a little bit during the winter, I finally got back around the guys. They were like, they thought I was just in the house chilling and eating. They didn't know how I got so big, but I mean, I was chilling and I was eating. But I was hitting this baby, my pride and joy. Love making great investments. That's what it's all about. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. These dumbbells and this is an ab roller. or not, is it called, I forgot what it's called, ab rock or whatever it is. I do dips on this. Then right here is the treadmill. I don't really use that, but my weight vest right now is 24 pounds, but it goes up to 40 pounds. I took the rest out, but use that to help build muscle too, help gain weight. And that's it. Oh shit. Let's finish mixing this drink. There we go. Well, I forgot to buy honey today. Boy, I gotta do some research today. All right, but anyway, that's all I gotta say right now. It was good talking to you, but I gotta get on with my life. Check out my videos and all everything else. I love you. I appreciate you showing the at-home gym. Definitely still building mine, but yeah, ain't nothing like the outside work. I get it inside. I get it outside. I get it everywhere I go. Anywhere I can stretch my legs, I'm gonna get it in. But yeah, I'm about to head out, man. Got some things to do. All right, but nice talking to you. Hit me up at Milo Nowhere on the goddamn Instagram, or at Milo Nowhere Fitness. At Milo Nowhere on Instagram, or at Milo Nowhere Fitness. Thank you.